Hi everyone, we are Team Draconis and we are here to present Context Handoff Protocol, CHP for short. I am Soham and I led the backend architecture, the ingestion pipeline, clustering logic, and the API layer that ties everything together.
Hi everyone, I'm Manan and I've worked on the AI integration side, embeddings, the clustering model, and getting our LLM synthesis pipeline production ready.
And I'm Omkar. I handle the front end, the design system, and the deployment. I'll be walking you through the live demo shortly.
Together, we build something we think solves a problem every single one of you has experienced, even if you never had a name for it. Here's the problem. When someone on a team goes on leave, switches projects, or just leaves the company, all the context they were holding in their head walks out the door with them. Not the code, not the tickets, the reason. Why a decision was made, what's actually blocking a PR, what's who's waiting on what. The person who inherits that works spend next 3 to 5 days doing archaeology, scrolling through old Slack threads, rereading stale docs, pinging people to ask, wait, where did this actually land? And here's the part that made us want to build this. Every tool your team already uses, Slack, GitHub, Notion, email, has this information sitting right there. Nobody's building anything that reads all of it together and tells what's actually going on.
That's where our we built context handoff protocol, a system that passively reads signals across all of those tools, clusters them into coherent work threads, and generates a living handoff brief for every person on the team, automatically and continuously. What makes it different from a wiki page or a status update is that it's not something anyone has to remember to write. It runs in the background, and by the time someone needs a handoff, the document already exists. And every claim in the brief comes with a confidence score. So the next person knows exactly what's the confirmed fact versus what the system inferred. No false settling. Now, I will let Omkar give you the live demonstration.
So let me show this to you live. This is our actual deployed app and it is running right now on the Hugging Face spaces and is not a mock. Here's our team roster. It consists of 15 people across different teams such as engineering, design, product, and marketing. So you can see that this works cross-functionally, not just one team. Let's click on Fatima, one of our QA engineers. We observe that on the left, we see her active work threads sorted by urgency. This, this thread here is blocked. She's migrating our test suite to Playwright and it's stuck on a CI pipeline that has not been set up yet. And here on the right shows the actual handoff. It shows the current status, the blocker that is stopping from moving ahead, and the next possible action for the person who will take up this job. And down here, it shows us the confidence score, which is inferred from the work threads. If I click on the raw signal, you can see the original stack message and the GitHub PR this was pulled from. Full traceability back to the source.
On the AI side, we ran a four-stage pipeline. First, every signal gets embedded using sentence transformers, running locally, so no API for this part. Second, we cluster those embeddings using HDB scan, which doesn't require us to pre-guess how many work threads exist. It discovers them from the data. Third, we score each thread for staleness, recency, open talkers, pending decisions using a lightweight custom form. And fourth, an LLM synthesizes everything into the actual narrative brief you just saw. The state, the blocker, the next action, all written fresh per thread. We deliberately built this to be model agnostic. Right now, we are running it on Grok's hosted inference. But the same code we can run against Olama locally, OpenAI compatible endpoints, or Hugging Face inference API. Swapping providers is a one-line config change, not a rewrite.
Architecturally, it's a fast API backend with an async SQLite store sitting behind a single page frontend. Data flows through 4 stages: ingest, cluster, score, and synthesize. Each stage is its own model behind an abstract interface, which is what let us swap embedding and LLM providers without touching people pipeline logic. Connectors are pluggable too. We built real Slack and GitHub connectors plus a dataset connector for demos like this one. Same interface, swap the source.
So, who actually benefits from this? Any team with a turnover, a leaving person, or cross team handoffs, which occurs in every team. Engineering teams stop relitigating decisions that were already made. PMs stop losing roadmap context, where context shift owners. New hires ramp up in hours instead of weeks because the context is already written down for them. We estimate that this handoff reconstruction reduces time consumption from weeks to days. The system just watches and writes it for you.
Our biggest technical challenge was making the LLM layer resilient. Free tier interface APIs change models and rate limit without warning. So we build a proper fallback system and a provider swap architecture specifically because we hit that wall ourselves mid-build.
On the future, on the same roadmap, we want to add a feedback loop where corrections to a brief retrain the scoring model, plus expand connectors to Jira and Linear.
And ultimately, we'd love to see this become the layer every team runs quietly in the background. So, next time someone says, let me just check with the person who worked on this, the answer is already written for you. Thank you.